early village. Stayed at the same time, though, wondering if he also built his early military school. Indeed, there it is, his early military school. Wondering if he's also just going to add another barracks on top, but it looks like he's going on gold
Like
relatively
standard
early,
player.
so it's probably not going to be a Dark Age barracks just in order to deal with that Dark Age aggression from his opponents.
Yeah, neither Ottoman player going for that Dark Age barracks build. Both
Yeah.
both just doing the kind of the standard now, which is well one of the standard builds for Ottomans, which is just build a military school and age up, right? Pretty straightforward stuff. You get some free spearmen, it feels pretty good, and you have the military school once you get feudal. Meanwhile, now we see that barracks coming in for Mista, so both players going to be going spearmen, and this was our big question, right? We had all that warm up time or talking time where we analyzed that there's a lot of potential here for these two spearman players to hit one player, and the map for Leenock is
Yeah, the
not
gold is
friendly.
forward. The gold is
It
forward. The
is not
second
friendly.
gold is also forward.
The
So
third
that
gold also forward. It
yeah,
just keeps
the
going
only
forward.
thing you have in the back of your base is stone and the market. I mean, the market is literally right behind his town center. It's a little bit awkward if you want to make farms at any point in time. You can't really use the space that the market is blocking there. Can be really annoying to deal with. And yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
granaries need
it's
need
gonna
space.
be tough for him to really protect that gold there. And there we go. We see Spearman coming out from both players here. Over on the side from Los
Walking,
Pollos Hermanos, just walking across the map and targeting that gold right away.
they're walking right to it. They're both rallying. I guess VortiX right now going to go investigate what's up with state, see if there's anything to hit. I think you just 2v1 this gold mine,
Yeah.
and you potentially. I don't think you're going to stop the age up, right? So the Barbican's going to come up, but
Actually, it's a good
oh,
timing with the
that's
Barbican.
some bold placement though.
It's gonna go up. I'm sure that Barbican is gonna go up, even
That
with two
goes up. It's a little
spears.
far though. It's gonna get delayed potentially. I
I
think.
mean, it should be in range of the TC, I believe. Yeah, there
Uh,
we go.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
gonna go
Yeah.
up. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a
that
good
goes up. Okay.
Barbican there.
That's really good that he was able to get that up. I mean, the timing on this map, Arabia, it's not quite like a Prairie where you spawn a bit closer. You're spawning quite far away from opponents here.
Hmm.
Actually, like Vortex is really far away from Leenock if you look at the distance on the minimap, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we see Twin Minaret for both players on the Ottoman side. Not a huge surprise there, so not gonna have any traders, garrison doing anything crazy there. Just free berries
I'm
under your
wondering
TC.
right
Makes
now
sense.
if Vortex is going to open up with an archery range or if he's going to go for the Song Dynasty first and then go into Shuganu. I think timing wise, in this situation, it might just be better going for an early archer range and opening up with some archers just in order to take some pressure off your teammate, because there is a lot of military units going towards him.
Yeah, I think if you don't clear the spearmen early enough, I think the risk is you give them a lot of map control, and then you're switching into Jugnu later, or you have that big Jugnu mass, but because you haven't no map control, your opponents just go castle and you have knights now, and then it just doesn't feel good, right? So I think you want to add the range now. That would be my bet, but you never know. It looks like the gold for state going to be pressured. A lot of spearmen there,
Oh,
going to
that's
be
the
causing him some nightmares.
perfect reaction here to delete that mining camp and just make sure that your enemy Mongol player is not going to get any gold or resource out of that with the bounty. We see VortiX heavily on stone, so it's looking like he's going to go for a second town center here.
Interesting choice, actually. Not 100% sure about that, but it makes sense. I think Ottomans have a really good 2TC build. It also combos well because you're mining the stone already, so you can add that second military school really quickly as well. So we'll probably see him slap that bad boy down soon as well.
Yeah, Song
And
Dynasty
we do.
also coming in.
Yeah, the song rush makes sense here, but it's
Oh,
delaying state a lot. Because he's had to delete a mining camp. His stone's
yeah, and
getting pressured.
that one's very likely also. Okay, he hit it, so Mr. hit it with his villager. So if it gets deleted now, the resources are gonna go the way of the Mr. And at the same time, he's rebuilding another mining camp over on the gold. He just doesn't have an answer right now. I think he's just now making us archery range. There we go, archery range now coming out from state. I think that mining camp is going to be able to get set on fire. Villager gets pulled, so is able to repair that mining camp. That's another villager in idle time and also resource that you're investing into that mining camp. It's a lot of value here gained by these spears.
Mystic gonna be trading, so he's moving the silver tree right now, and he's actually got a market on the left, it looks like. I think in the left corner. Yeah, market
Yeah.
going up there on the left. So Mista said it worked last game. We're up against China. Another civ that takes a little bit more time. It's not quite like you have to deal with the HRE flood, right?
Get the
Like
block.
the Palace Guard flood can come. Ooh, big play, big play. Annoying.
Yeah, blocking the silver tree there, at least for a while, at least for a little bit. Look at that. Just being annoying there with his scout. Just, okay, it now has to fall back, but he did get a good amount of value out of that. It's losing the scout though, but it's a little delay. You delay the traders by like half a minute, but that with traders, with how fast they pay off, that's a good amount of resource that you're getting out of that delay.
And Leenock's gonna. I like this just because in the past 2 games it felt like Kimchi and Jars just didn't always know what those Pollos Hermanos were doing. This feels like Leenock was saying, "Yo, I see you. You're not gonna get away with that. Don't be too greedy, because we know, right?" And I don't know if this is gonna listen to that warning, but I mean, at least Leenock said it a lot.
First traders going out double produced actually, and double production with traders for the Mongols is insanely strong. Villager might potentially go down there. No, get sniped before he goes down. But yeah, double production with the traders for Mongols, insanely strong because you produce them for cheaper, and it only takes 16 seconds to produce these traders from the silver tree. So it's really, really fast massing those traders. Now we see.
Yeah, it's a really effective
small
use of the
engagements
landmark.
here. Yeah, meta has been invested into from both players, so they used every 0 point for the meta here. Means that the units are also faster, so the horsemen are actually not able to catch up to the little battalion there of units from state.
Yeah, it's funny about that meta vizier point, right? Is that the horsemen are actually already moving so fast. I don't think they get much value from the meta. I don't think they can get a lot faster. I think they hit like that.
They go from
like
1.7 something movement speed to 2 point something, so it does actually, it is quite a bit that they're getting out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and so now we're going to see a massive state massing up the archers with the meta. Makes a lot of sense. So just a few Spahi for some raiding into the archer mass. Looks like both players going to be doing basically the same thing on the Ottoman side of things.
Yeah. Traders are returning towards the silver tree, not the market that he put in the corner. Only a couple of them are returning to the market in the corner. I think he just retasked them. Yeah, I think he just retasked the traders, so now they're going towards the direct market. There we go, and they're bringing back a good amount of resources here. Around 115, 113 resources here.
Quite good, yeah, we'll see. So double stable as well for VortiX, so he's going to be going heavily into a large... Sorry, not a huge surprise for Ottomans. We've seen that kind of be their meta play. And how many oh sorry, not VortiX, that was state. How many stables does VortiX have? Can we take a look? Does he also have 2?
I think he's just making them out of his military schools, or is he adding stables? Yeah, there are no stables for him, only military schools.
Yeah, so interesting, different approaches there between State and VortiX actually on how they're going to produce pretty similar armies. We'll see who gets a bigger one. Meanwhile, the Ram gets poked at a little bit, but I think there's enough army here on the side of Kimchi to easily place this Ram, but it's going to get spotted, going to get slowed down. The meta taking a lot of hits. Oh, that could matter later.
Fast castle age though, coming in from Mista here. The trader's already paid off, and he's going for the Kurultai. Kurultai buffing up his units is going to allow him to just... Wait, that Kurultai is going up really, really fast.
Yeah, he's building it with a lot of villas, I'm guessing. Woof, that's a lot of villas. So it's full economy, basically.
I guess for a second, wait, is that Chinese? Or how is that thing going up so fast? Holy moly.
It works really well, though. Buffs the damage of your allies. It's going to heal his vills when they're garrisoned. It's going to give his vills a better opportunity against the Rams to snipe them quickly. So this is a really smart play in my book. I really, really like that, and he's going to combo this with Man-at-Arms. Now, the Man-at-Arms is going to do okay here. There's a small Zhugnu mass, not going to really be a huge threat to them. Very interesting stuff, though, so far, as the Ram moves into the fragile military base of Mista. Do you think he gets enough Man-at-Arms out? I think he will.
Yeah, double production. Double production is going to help him out a lot here. And there we go. One batch double produced, one batch normal produced. And, I mean, with the bonus armor, they're just going to... I'm not sure if there's armor damage upgrades right now for state. The Khan is nowhere to be found at the moment. Just doing things.
No Khan arrow, but that's okay. Doesn't seem to need it as... Yeah, a lot of our just hanging out down there. Will snipe a Jugnu. Meanwhile, the Spahi from State gonna jump VortiX's archers. I'm not sure they're gonna have a lot of success there. As wow, this is really really bad for Kimchi enjoyers. They're gonna have to back off here.
The Sapai
Meanwhile,
need to
trade.
find the Sapai need to find like a way of getting into the trade here from Mr. right now, because the trade is still going right now, and unless they can find a way to damage the trade, Mr. is just gonna scale his economy better than Song with China.
Yeah, you're seeing some attack notifications whenever we go to Mista point of view, but that's just two wolves being super annoying. Yeah, it's so annoying. It's funny as a spectator, I'm like, oh, did Spahi make it back there? But no, nothing aggressive there for Leenock, and I'm worried we're gonna see a bit of a repeat, and you'll love to see it. VortiX and Mista in sync here, walling the teammate, walling the Mongol trade is one of the best things you can do if they're on your team. It's so effective. Already 18 traders, tons of gold per minute. Yeah, and a full wall on it, just gonna keep it nice and safe. And VortiX even sends the Spahi to kill the wolves.
And he's sending a lot of resource over to VortiX, so VortiX is very likely gonna be able to age up here soon as well.
It's a lot of Spahi though on the side of State though, and if they get a good connection with a villager line, with the Fortitude button, they can quickly decimate some vills. So we'll see if VortiX is able to
but there's 50 archers from VortiX here, and with 50 archers, you can do a lot of damage to the Sapai as well. Fortitude buff, though, being enabled here for the Sapai, doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe the Pierce Armor, if we check the red meter, I think State might be on the Pierce Armor, but he's run out of range of his meter, so he's no longer going to get the buff.
They've got it. Now there it is active again.
There
he
is.
The
yeah, it looks like he's got the Pierce Armor on the meter. It's actually doing work here, but yeah, still 50 archers is 50 archers. Even doing 1 damage a shot, you'll get through it eventually. As the Metter and the Spahi forced to retreat, but retreating into the trade, so potentially more opportunity for raids. Killing a couple traders here could be good, but I'm a little afraid that these traders have had too much time to pay off.
They definitely had by now. Every single trader with just a single trip is going to pay off because they're so cheap from the Silver Tree. Now behind this, VortiX is going to be able to age up as well with the Mammoth Imperial Armory, and that's going to mean free siege, even more free army. The economy already firmly over in the hands of VortiX right now, or the team of Los Pollos Hermanos. And I mean, military right now still in favor numbers-wise, at least for the Kimchi choice and State. Leenock behind this. I'm not sure when it happened. I actually didn't notice this, but Leenock actually went to Castle Age at some point in time, wondering with which landmark he aged up with right now, whether it was the... Yeah, there it is. It is the Clock Tower. So he's going to be able to make some really strong Springles. And, not Springles, but Nest of Beasts. And I think that's what they need. I think they need those really strong units in order to get a static push going into the trade.
Yeah,
the Springles are also strong.
And maybe a Palace Guard switch also looks like it's on the way here for China here. Leenock looking like he kind of got what he wanted here. They had map pressure. They didn't really punish the stronger economy. But they have a timing to work with. They're down in total vill count. Again, remember, the plus 31 traders is additive over the 86. So the eco's are actually kind of neck and neck. Military's neck and neck, but age up for VortiX, it's going to put him miles ahead of State in terms of upgrades pretty soon. And he's got a big army.
If those archer upgrades comes in, veterancy as well, it's a +1 damage increase on the archers. And especially against the Shigenumas, getting the +1 Pierce Armor as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna mean a lot of damage reduction, and he also has the attack speed bonus from the Metter, so these fights are gonna be looking really rough here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a dicey positioning as well. Oh, Kimchi and George feels like they just put themselves in a really dicey... They put themselves up against the back of the wall, they're just gonna take a really bad engagement, I think, eventually. We'll see, though. They have a lot of Jugnus. So they could maybe do some damage in the meantime.
Do the Men-at-Arms have Pierce Armor upgrades? They're taking a lot of damage right now from the Shuganu attacks.
I don't know if they really had the time to build a barracks.
They don't have the upgrades.
Sorry, a barracks, a blacksmith.
And now the Shuganu are doing tons of damage. Like the Shuganu are also going to do a lot of damage against the Knights. No Pierce Armor upgrades here.
This fight?
That's the best fight that the Shuganu can possibly take against units with no Pierce Armor upgrades. They are shredding the Knights, they are shredding the Men-at-Arms. All because there are no Pierce Armor upgrades here right now.
Yeah, that's actually huge, and now Wow, Mista forced into a siege workshop. Gonna have to build some mangonels of his own. Tix has the armory slowly producing a mangonel. It should be ready in just a bit of time. Even a second workshop for VortiX. So, or sorry, Mista really respecting the Jugnu and
Meta
Archer
getting sniped
mass.
out, I think. Yeah, Meta being sniped out here now. Suddenly there are no more Meta around for VortiX's army, and yeah, these fights have been so far really good for the Kimchi enjoyers. Might
Yeah,
get
they
cleaned
kind
up
of
slowly,
wedged
though.
themselves in between, right? They wedged
Yeah.
themselves in between these players, and they're just kind of swinging back and forth. And Mista and VortiX haven't had the opportunity to take a fight on their terms. They've been constantly kind of like getting caught out one at a time, right? They go on VortiX, then they back up, then they go on Mista, then they back up, and now it looks like they're going to be committing here under VortiX's base, which should probably spell the end of this army with some time.
There's some Mangonel as well, but I think behind this, with the Chinese economy, I think another army is already going to be prepared here for push forward.
Yeah, Palace Guard spam coming in, but looks like Mista well prepared to deal with that. He's got Knights and Man-at-Arms of his own, so the Palace Guard shouldn't have too much freedom. Meanwhile, it looks like eventually Leenock going to start his farm transition maybe in the south. Yeah, just starting that now. The granaries, like he said, take a lot of space, so kind of having to place those awkwardly further away from his TC than he would like, because that trade post kind of blocks him. This little raid here from State. State's still Feudal Age, by the way, so really lacking the upgrades. And Feudal Age is pretty, Castle Age is pretty important there for Ottomans, right? It means quite a lot. You get more passive things going. You get another military school. You get
and
the
Imperial
armory.
Academy. Yeah, it just gives you so many
Hmm.
free resources. Like in Imperial Age, you can get around like 1.2k worth of military every minute just out of these passive building productions. It's really strong.
Yeah, but they are doing a good job of kind of containing with the Palace Guards for now. But it looks like all the Palace Guards now cleaned up on the side of the map, and looks like we're gonna have a kind of a reset here militarily. Looks like everyone's back at home, and we'll see what the next engagement really looks like. I think army-wise, Mista and VortiX with a nice lead.
Yeah, this is not something that the Kimchi enjoyers can take right now. I mean, they're walling up right now in their base, but you have to be aggressive here. You have to keep on the aggression. You gotta push into the trade somehow. Get maybe some knights of your own. Send a single villager, try to chop past the palisade walls. But it looks like Mista also placed up some outposts there along the trade route, so he should be able to snipe out any villagers that go for a chop through there. And now we see Sipahi going for another raid, but at the same time, VortiX was fast enough with walling off that trade, and now there's no real way, or at least no quick way, for the army from State to go into the trade route.
Yeah, I think we gotta buckle up here, Crackedy. I think we gotta settle in a bit. This looks like this game might go quite a lot longer unless we have a really dynamic fight soon. Looks like both teams are getting to the point where their economies. Oh,
the Mangonels
doesn't
get sniped
quite
here. Go for the Mangonels, and he is. There we go. Go on the Mangonels. You accept the extra damage. Oh, yeah. Okay, at least he might get one. No, he's once again going on for the villagers. Snipe the Mangonels! Snipe the Mangonels! Oh! That hurts.
Might kill one on the back here, but still just gonna run. And you know, Mangonels are like it's a really slow army, but Mangonels plus the Curl Tie is devastating to any army. It doesn't matter
right now.
It doesn't matter what you make.
6 Mangonels right now for Los Pollos Hermanos, and like you need some anti-siege. At the same time though, we've got 4 Nest of Bees for the Chinese player.
Ooh, I love that. Leenock kind of sneakily adding a ram in there, trying to add pressure, trying to find a way into there, trying to stop the trade, but there's a outpost right there for Mista, so this looks like it'll get shut down pretty quick.
Yeah, and the Knights are gonna do quick work off the crossbows here.
Yeah, and then the ram can't really do much to the trade itself, so kind of over there. But now in the middle of the map, potentially an engagement, not just the cavalry skirmishing in front as the vanguard of the forces, as these players maybe... When do you think VortiX and Mista want to move out, right? Los Pollos Hermanos are massing a large fighting force, but not playing aggressively. They're just holding.
I think it's right about now. Like, they gotta react, of course, to every single time the Kimchi enjoyers try to contest the trade. That's when they have to react. But other than that, they can just move out as soon as possible.
Yeah, they have only 10 more units now, but a lot of that is in siege as well.
Double layer walls coming in.
I like how Leenock is dealing with this, though. He says, oh, you want to use Mangonels to defend. I will not attack where the mangonels are. That's just so smart, right? To keep the map elsewhere, to force these mangonels to run around the map the whole time, gives you a lot of time as the kimchi enjoyers to kind of buy time on your side, maybe set up some heaps. Oh,
That's gonna be a cleanup.
Yeah, but the full army, this always feels bad, right? If you're in Los Pollos Hermanos position, where is your army right now? It's in the left corner of the map. You're not doing damage and you're not doing anything aggressive right now with what you think you have a lead, but actually, I think the economies are pretty even. 51 Mongol traders, though, on a half trade route compared to 180 true vills, right?
Oh, so mangonels might get sniped here, though. That could be pretty big. Sniping one mangonel at least for now. Going over to the others. Villager trying to body block, maybe.
Actually, yeah, definitely going for the repairs. Oh, just running. They realize
just
it's
passing.
futile, so they're just gonna leave. Yeah, just passing.
That's
indeed.
a lot of dead mangonels.
Yeah, the value of the armory just kind of negated there, right? That landmark just kind of slowly builds the mangonels, and if you lose the mass, the landmark for free like that, it's kind of rough.
Up to the Imperial Age, but this could be the timing that that the kimchi enjoyers need. Now with the massive nest of beastmas here, 5 nests of beasts against 5 mangonels, though. Have to be careful though, because they're not quite in position right now. Sending just a couple of units there in order to snipe the mangonels and actually get some good engagements here on the mangonels.
Yeah, this was good, and now the bee is going to be in good position to deal with that crossbow mass, the crossbow archer mass from VortiX, but gonna have to retreat. The cavalry have arrived. They are ready. They spotted the bees. That was a big question mark for them probably. Time is when are the bees gonna show up? Ooh, they're all gonna die. But maybe not before one crazy volley. They don't shoot.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah. This route is tough. Kind of thought he would take a shot there against VortiX's army.
Does take one
like
now,
that.
But they're spread out.
But it's a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another volley might. Not what you were looking for when you made 7 nest of bees.
Yeah, that's a big investment that didn't really pay off. State wasn't there really to help his teammate Leenock there protect those nest of bees. Behind this, Mista's Imperial Age, though there was a good amount of damage done to VortiX here, and right now looking at the economy numbers, overall numbers still looking in favor of the kimchi enjoyers. However, traders are worth more than a single villager.
I don't know about on this trade route though. Can we check VortiX's economy real quick? How many villas does he have? I think he's been getting raided a lot.
I think it's gonna be down to 30. I'm guessing 30 villagers.
I think it's low.
26, okay.
Yeah, the good news about that for VortiX though is he hasn't lost his military schools, which are all effectively villagers. That's kind of your eco bonus, right? Yeah. As Ottomans, so he still has that going for him, question mark. So he's still gonna have some impact in this game, but really feeling the pressure here as the raids from State continue, but finally State's economy really exposed, really open, really big though.
Yeah, and I think Leenock has to help out State here a little bit. He has his food transition pretty much completely done now. Also has a little wall there, so the enemy attack is going to be focused there, but that's a lot of villager kills that VortiX is getting out there right now.
Yeah, I think this is when China starts to really feel amazing though. You are up against an Imperial Age Mongols, but they kind of start to cap out here a bit. Like, not fully, but Mongols start to feel a little bit worse at this stage, right? In team games especially, until you get that Mega Mass where you can like really kind of decisively end games. It feels like you're just kind of making normal knights, and Leenock is going to have so many opportunities here. Really, really strong E.
TheMista just
really
sent
good attack.
1,200 stone over to VortiX, and VortiX immediately dropping down additional town centers in his base.
Yeah, he's looking to reboom into this game, and I think that's going to be strong here. It's an important factor here, because if Mista does keep the opponents pinned for a bit, while Leenock gets ramped up with the Chinese eco, we'll see. Looking forward to seeing when Leenock could maybe imp, but I think it's not going to be anytime soon, right?
Yeah, I mean, he had to have been producing units here 24/7 the entire time just to deal with everything that's going on. He does have a really good food economy. The question is where the golds are. There are a couple of large gold veins that are just outside of his walls. If he's able to secure them, then he's going to have the gold income in order to click up here. Looks like he is investing a lot again into his nest of bees, and trying to go for another push here at the front, but at the same time, it doesn't look like State is going to be able to hold what VortiX has in store for him.
Yeah, VortiX, even though he's got no eco, has that large army, and State just doesn't really have much to contest that. Meanwhile, the Bees getting off a lot of really good volleys. But the Knight's gonna get cleaned up almost. Oh, they're so low. But more Knights coming in means that Mista will easily clean that up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Leenock rallying new troops to go clean up this army from VortiX. So a little teamwork there, a little teamwork here, and the Kurultai moves forward as we have 14 Knights on the field for Mista. Elite Knights at that.
Another wave of Knights just trying to get into the economy here from Leenock is being deterred though by the Spears and another nest of bees. I mean, it's
so tough to find damage.
74
China, right?
traders right now, and suddenly, because of all the extra town centers from VortiX, suddenly the economy looks fine over on the side of Los Pollos Hermanos.
I think this game would have been over if Mista could have secured the trade just to the north corner. Like, if VortiX just builds a market there right now, when there's no pressure on their side of the map, and then does
he's
one
gonna
more
get more
palisade,
of that.
yeah, he'd get way more, like way more income.
There's a penalty for not trading with a neutral trading post, but I think with just the extra
the map is way more.
distance,
Yeah.
it should definitely be worth going for the...
It's actually like, in a 2v2, I think you need to be like, kind of on the same screen for it to be worth it to go to the neutral instead of a pure corner to corner. I think that's how that works, if I recall. Last time I checked.
The question is, panoramic camera or classic camera?
Good question. I'm gonna say panoramic. But they've got definitely 3 screens with, right? So a lot of tiles to work with. So they could make that trade a lot more lucrative. Yeah. Anyway, though, the Knight comes in.
Rough. Yeah, it's just Knights 24/7 here. Janissaries could be really useful here over on the side of Leenock, where all the Knights are at right now. It's kind of rough because Mista, he's gotten his economy to the point where he's able to just produce Knights non-stop. And Knights are just such a good premium unit. If you're able to produce them non-stop, there's no other unit that can really keep up with them.
Yeah, and Spirit Way coming down as well. Keep going up on those forward gold mines outside of the walls, though. So feels like everything that Leenock is doing is so exposed. He's gonna need to start finding a way to protect his farms, because pretty soon Mista might find some Knights making their way all the way down to the south corner, and that could be dangerous. Maybe he needs to see the Great Wall Gatehouse down there just to protect.
We go. Janissaries might be able to just catch off these reinforcements that are coming in every now and then. Do note that the Mongols, they have a similar Bloodlines tech up that compared to the French. They do have an improved version of the Bloodlines. So their Knights, they also have a lot of HP on them. Plus 54 bonus HP. So they're really, really tanky. Not quite as much as, for example, the French Knights have. They get plus 80. But still, it's a lot of bonus HP.
Yeah, exactly. Those advanced techs are really kind of late game. They're really tough to afford, but clearly I think Mista's been able to get that, I believe. 54 is the value, I believe.
Keep unlikely to go up here.
Yeah, that's denied. That is denied.
The Lord is smiling upon him and said, this keep will not go up today.
I don't know if you're smiling when you say that. I think that's like a...
Everybody is smiling whenever a keep gets denied.
I don't know if State is smiling right now, but I mean,
yeah, maybe not State. Maybe not State.
Maybe not State.
There are exceptions for everything.
These raids continue, but the Chinese keep going to be good against the raids.
Yeah.
But,
the economy still hasn't been hit too badly here. We still have 210 economy over the side of the Kimchi enjoyers. But VortiX, he's been able to completely reboom here with 3 town centers. He is in a really good position now as well. VortiX probably sitting at like around 100 villagers right now.
The raid's going deep now into the farm eco, finding the silver tree, and meanwhile the Knights getting on top of the gold as well. Not a lot of gold access. Well, actually, no, Leenock has a lot of them.
Yeah, Leenock has the large gold veins there, and now the keep is up, but is the keep gonna be enough here? There's a lot of Janissaries here, and they do deal really, really well. Oh my god, all the villagers went down actually here.
Yeah, they all died. Everybody died, except for 3. 3 guys made it away. Starting to feel tough, and this is when you want to start potentially looking for Mista to make some sort of transition out of Knights, right? The Knights are doing their job. They're harassing and keeping the enemy completely pinned. Behind this could be some sort of tech switch we're not fully seeing yet. We see some Trebs coming in. Maybe right now he's still just slinging VortiX into the game. But Trebuchet's coming in on the side of Los Pollos Hermanos. One on either team, or one on either player, could mean disaster here as those keeps would come under fire.
I don't even think you really need to switch out of Knights. You can just keep going full Knights here, because at the end of the day, the Knights are still going to trade the best when it comes to unit to unit. Maybe not
True.
in terms of resource, but how much resource does TheMista have right now? I think he's going to be fine with just spamming Knights out of the wazoo here.
Out the wazoo, indeed. Feels like they just spawn from thin air when you have this many traders. Yeah, he's got plenty of income to do basically anything he wants. So
Yeah.
a couple men at arms is what he's made, but I don't know why. Maybe just to protect some things. Maybe just to help the attack.
Yeah, Men-at-Arms cost almost
maybe-
the same amount of food, so I don't think it really matters. He has the gold, so might as well just keep spamming the Lancers and just really put on the herd everywhere. Because you're so mobile, you can just be everywhere. And we see it here, just the Knights giving the army from State the complete runaround. And yeah, it's just really, really tough here for State to clean this up. They really had to wall at some point, but I think that right now they don't have the map control anymore in order to secure up any walls.
I think this is actually when you want to do Mangadai as Mongols. Like, your opponents are still completely open. Your economy has been untouched for a while. Like, slapping down 10 ranges, making like 30 elite Mangadai would would stop this raid right now. Ooh, which is gonna be pretty powerful.
Is there an
a fully
overshot
upgraded Chinese
potentially?
spearman.
Is
Yeah, I mean,
there-
I don't even know if it matters because that's just a palisade, so they'll just get in regardless, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
the
need army there
trade.
now.
The trade, it's gonna be
Yeah,
in trouble here.
yeah, this is a huge raid. It'll
And
take
not-
some time to get through how many traders are here.
Yeah,
But
but
you need to send
there's
army
some hand
back.
cannoneers as well now. Just get everything in there, and you're gonna be able to shut down the economy. That could be huge. As long as they're able to hold, as soon as the trade runs out, it's gonna be rough for Los Pollos Hermanos. And that's a big amount of army here. Just get everything on the trade. So many traders going down here. This could be the comeback.
This could be the way to turn it around. Still 71 traders on the board. It's going to take a while. Meanwhile, big fight happening in the right corner. Big fights, raids happening in the north. Yeah, we'll see how the Knights do against fully upgraded Spearmen, though. At some point, you gotta think about a tech switch. I mean, Mista maybe being a bit stubborn here. Not gonna take good engagements, but here comes VortiX to the rescue. Has some Jans to help out. But has Man-at-Arms as well. Looks like he will eventually clean this up with the help of the Janissaries.
Yeah, this is
It'll
gonna
take
get
some
cleaned up
time.
eventually, but at the same time, like, the damage is being done. The damage is absolutely being done. I mean, already 30 traders have gone down here. More to follow.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Leenock and State, they're pushing back on the front.
But the Janissaries take a lot of damage from Mangonels. If these
Yeah.
Mangonels just turn around and shoot, they could lose that entire mass. But yeah, this gets cleaned up, but then they had to go clean up the trade, like you said, already down to 46 traders. So big neutralization here. The Mangonels just on the run here from those Spearmen. The Spearmen just diving to keep without worries. Looks like no boiling oil on the side of VortiX meant that the Spearmen just kind of had free reign.
Yeah.
It's now the base of State under a
Still
lot of pressure
traders
from the
going
Knights.
down.
This is so good for Leenock right now.
Yeah, this could be the comeback play here. 100%.
I mean, I kind of hope it shows Mista that his trade was still too short and that he could be trading to the north corner. Like, I actually think it's starting to become a pretty big oversight to not build a market in the north from VortiX. Like, I think, I do think this matters. Could we click on one trader to see how much they generate with this trader out real quick? Whatever.
Yeah, it's still gonna be roughly like 100 resources. Yeah, pretty
I
much.
guess with all the Mongol bonuses, yeah, right? Yeah, so
It's a little bit
it
more.
would be like 90 though, but like this could be like 250, right? Like you could be making a lot more resources, but anyway, not the end of the world as
Gold
the keep gets taken down.
Kind of tough here at this point in time because now the keep went down on this large gold mines in the front. I guess behind this, Leenock still has 2 smaller gold mines and all the techs in the world, so he'll be fine. He'll be fine when it comes to gold. He just has to
making
mass up
mostly
his units
spearmen.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
The issue is
And
though,
they
as
do have
soon as
22
those
traders.
walls fall, it's gonna be tough to, because the Lancers are just so mobile. It's gonna be tough to react to every single point where they're going to.
Yeah, especially now that he has the trebuchets to deal with the keeps, right? So the keeps going down is going to be a huge way that Mystic can just open up this game again and finally make some space for.
I think he still has a lot of gold, even if the trade has been hit heavily, and he's already remade like 10 traders there.
I just mean Leenock. Leenock space is completely open now. These trebs are just going to open everything up, and things are going to get spicy. There's only one mangonel against
these
the
are fire lancers.
Gonna get some good charge in, hopefully. Not the best charge. Here. So Mista 2v1ing right now. Could get caught out.
Yeah, mangonel going down.
The spearmen not trading great against the knights here, but the Jans are here in the back now.
A lot going on right now, but it actually looks like this time Mista is winning this fight 1v2. The Nightmares just being too strong here, and now the Janissaries, they're struggling a little bit here with trying to clean this up.
Yeah, Castle Age units against Imperial Age ones, and I think Mista just has so many upgrades. I'm guessing he has a pretty big upgrade advantage over Leenock, but
100%.
I don't know if that's assumed. I can't tell without clicking on them, so it's
at the
it's
same
pretty
time.
tough.
The base of State is going to be under attack from VortiX here. Yeah, look at that Lancers. Oh yeah, so now he didn't have the improved version before. Now he has it. 81 HP bonus on that. And that's like royal biology here.
Yeah, this is really, really brutal. Oh, just this massive Mongol units just keeps crusading through the masses of Leenock, and he's spamming units to this rally point, trying to hold this field right in front of his granary spam. Like, if he gets through this army into the farms, I think the game might be over. Also to the trade as well, which he was relying on now, because they're up to 37 traders on the side of Kimchi enjoyers, but I mean the fact that State is still Castle Age is just so brutal. Like, Leenock has been doing so much work to try and protect him and himself and push the trade.
State has been trading. He's giving some of the gold over to Leenock now, so maybe Leenock can make some more hand cannoneers just in order to defend himself here. The Chinese hand cannoneers, they have so much range. They're still a really, really good unit, and he does have a defensive keep here. He just needs to hold this, but it's so tough to hold this against these units, especially with the Cruel Tide there. The bonus healing coming in. No Khan there right now, though, so at least there's no bonus damage coming in. Now some support fire lances coming in, but it's so tough. The flood, it just won't stop. There's so many units coming in everywhere, and a single keep is just not enough to deal with that.
Yeah, the flood from Mongols here going to be so good. Shutting down the granaries and burning that all, getting an extra bounty. The Great Bombard takes the field. Baby, let's go. He's got the Spearman to defend it. I think the Spahi might take it down.
Actually,
it was exciting for the moment.
Doesn't go down. All the Spahi suddenly died instantaneously. Damn, and the Great Bombard
so glad
does
we
remain
saw
up.
the unit. We see a Great Bombard. Look at the big cannon. Look at it go. Oh, just melting that keep from the State. What a good position here now for Los Pollos Hermanos, as it looks like we're going to see Pollos Hermanos versus Imps in the semis. I'm not sure. I don't want to call it too soon, but this looks pretty ogre if you're asking me.
Yeah, the economies right now. There was a good point in time. I feel like if only Leenock just sent his entire army instead of only half of what he sent over into trade and just completely destroyed trade, and instead of only reducing it to half, I think he could have gotten much more value out of that. But now it looks like the Mista and VortiX were able to completely stabilize here, and just the flood of units, it's never stopping. 16 more Lancers in the queue, 19 Lancers, a lot of men-at-arms as well as the trebuchets. And yeah, the army count from VortiX right now, absolutely insane as well. Has so many units out on the field and more units being produced there. He's just completely recovered from the early damage that he took there with all the sling that Mista provided him with. And now the trade from the Kimchi enjoyers is also going to be under heavy fire here. And yeah, it's really... Oh my god, 2,300 stone being sent over to VortiX. That's going to be a lot of keeps now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a lot of anything. Then GG gets called. Leenock and State tapping out 3-0. Clean, decisive, honestly dominant performance here by Los Pollos Hermanos. And that means that they advance to our semifinals against the Chimps. And that is a game I cannot wait to see.
Exactly, and we're gonna have that tomorrow. I mean, it's only one more day to wait until we have such an amazing game. And like, this was such a clean. Crackedy. It's too long. I mean, this was such a clean sweep. I can't wait to see what they're gonna have in store against the Chimps. I mean, that's
Oh my
we had
gosh,
some
that's gonna be
really,
a bet.
really good games today, though. Like, just an
Oh,
absolute show of the strengths of these two teams. Fat Penguin as well as Los Pollos Hermanos looking absolutely amazing right now. And yeah, they're gonna really put the teams that we have waiting in the semifinals right now under pressure with the performance that they've just put up here.
yeah, especially, it's kind of sneaky, but getting some real experience on the new patch, right? It's not a lot of difference, right? It's not a ton of change, but to get that opportunity to just play some games and get some confidence with, I mean, Los Pollos Hermanos got to execute Mayans and HRE and have it work, right? So
Yeah.
they know how it feels now. They got that like tournament experience on something brand new. And so I don't know. We'll see what chips can bring tomorrow. We'll see what everything can happen. So we got our order for tomorrow. You want to go through that, Crackedy?
Yeah, we're gonna have a fat penguin against the three beavers and a turkey facing up in the semifinals, and then we have the chimps against Los Polos Hermanos. Those are both going to be best of sevens in the semifinals. We're going to have Lidicor and Killer Pigeon here, and they're gonna be casting us through those amazing games that we're no doubt gonna be having. So yeah, guys, just don't forget to follow the channel right now. You don't want to miss this. This is going to be some of the best team game action that we're ever gonna have had here in Age of Empires 4. You do not want to miss this.